If you have ever felt deeply drawn to someone who keeps you confused, stay with us.
We are a real couple and we build a healthy relationship after 30.
Today, we're going to break down why confusion can feel like connection and what's actually happening underneath that. People often confuse intensity with connection, and there's actually research behind this. In behavioral psychology, there's actually something called intermittent reinforcement. This is where your nervous system actually gets activated and then your brain starts to respond to a reward system, which is really similar, well, essentially the same as the principles of gambling.
So think about this way. When rewards are unpredictable, which means sometimes you get attention and sometimes you don't, your brain gets more attached. It's because your brain naturally try to figure it out how to win the reward again. The consequence of that is like when everything is unpredictable, you're waiting for the next message, you're waiting for them to show up, then your brain still stay engaged because you're waiting. That waiting creates intensity, but not only that, it makes your brain work overtime.
Because your brain starts to replay conversations, you start rereading the messages, you start to try to figure out what did they mean by that, try to see, their tone, the timing, how they said it, what they said. So you spend your time trying to figure out what they meant and trying to figure them out instead of actually just living in the actual reality of the experience. What people don't realize is that the more you think about someone, the more you actually feel connected to them. And that's not because you're feeling more for them. That's not because you like them more. That's because you're spending a lot more mental energy on them. In psychology, this is actually called cognitive investment. This is where your brain starts to attach value to whatever you're putting time and energy and effort and thought into the most.
So guess what? The connection, it's growing, yes, but only on your side.
And so that's the crazy part, right? Because you're not actually liking them more. You're not feeling them more. You're just thinking about them more. But your brain is translating that into emotional attachment. So now we're going to talk about some patterns that make you feel super excited, even though the situation is confusing. The first one is when they're hot and cold. So they're warm 1 minute, then they're distant the next minute, then they're warm again. And when that happens, you start to feel the emotional highs and lows.
We all feel it. We all feel it.
Yes.
Men and women.
Yes.
Because we talk also a lot on our phone. It's easier to do that than, of course, in face-to-face.
To pick up the
phone or things like that, So I can just send you a message, send you a bunch of good things to make you feel that I'm there and, and I'm feeling you and things. And the next day you answer me, you text me one day, I don't answer. The next day I don't answer. The next day I don't answer. And I come back the fourth day telling you, hey, sorry, I was doing something. And then I go back
but
on
I
my
was
thing.
thinking about you the
I
whole
was thinking
time.
about you the whole time. And you go back on the cycle again.
And then when you get that attention and when they make you feel good, it's super intense.
Yeah.
But when they're distant, it actually just makes you crave them even more.
Even more, yeah. The next one, it's because of the first pattern as well. It's overthinking. But you also start to make movie in your head because you are a little bit addicted to those behavior. You will also try to find excuses for those behavior all the time. And that's why you're there, overthinking.
And the next thing ties very well into what you said. Because you're spending all this time overthinking and because there's a lot of distance in between the conversations or what they're saying or how much, they're sharing with you, then you start to decode them or try to figure them out instead of actually getting to know them. So what you're essentially doing is trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together that are missing. And so when they give you a little bit of emotional clarity, it feels like a win. It feels like a sigh of relief. Like you feel kind of like, okay. Yeah. That just reinforced what I was thinking in the first place. And you actually mistake that for emotional closeness.
It's a little bit like what narcissists do with people. When they give you a little bit of clarity, this moment, to just give you a little bit of clarity, you think like, okay, I was right.
Yeah.
Or I was wrong. And I continue to stay.
Right,
Even if because sometimes you had a feeling but you don't listen your gut, you know?
Yeah.
And those moments make you think that I was crazy. I was crazy. You see, he did it or she did it. In one phrase, because they are inconsistent, their attention feel rare and special.
And because you feel like it's hard to get, like, oh, nobody else gets this attention from this person, it's only me, so I must be special, you're actually valuing the access to the person more than the person themselves. So what feels deep could really just be unpredictable. I know this is hard to hear, but we also contribute to these patterns. And the way that we do that is by filling in the gaps. And we touched on it a little bit earlier, but the more space they leave for you to overthink or to analyze or to decode, or the more time they leave between messages or conversations, or the more they're cryptic in what they say, the more you start to build your own story, or as Fab said, your own movie in your head. Oh, they're doing this because of that. Or, oh, they're actually the person that I've been dreaming about. It's just that this and this and this is going on in their life. And so what you start to do is build a person in your mind who you start to feel a lot of love for, but you're not actually loving the real person that you're dealing with. You're loving this idea or this imaginary persona that you've assigned to them.
You're loving the potential.
That's right.
That you see in them, which in sometimes can be false because of the illusion that we talked about before. And you start to be, like you said, in love with the potential, not with the real person that you have in front of you, who also show you that that's what you see now, and the red flag that you see now, that's what you're going to get after.
Yeah, and more.
And more.
And then that connection that you feel, or that love that you feel, is built based on your mind constructing these positive thoughts, right? But it's not built from a shared reality. So maybe that person doesn't even know how deeply you feel or what you expect from them. In essence, you're actually not building anything together. You are just trying to solve a problem. You're just trying to solve something.
Also, to add to this, what we just talked about, there is another layer which is very important. It's our childhood. So if you ever experience emotional inconsistency before in your family or past experience, even past relationship, this dynamic doesn't feel safe, but it feels familiar enough to stay there. This is because the brain prefers familiar patterns over a healthy one it doesn't recognize yet.
This isn't just like a personal issue, it's a structural issue, a societal issue, a conditioning issue.
In many traditional systems, relationships had a clear structure. Intentions were known and roles were defined. You clearly knew where the relationship were heading. Connection wasn't built on confusion. It was built on consistency and presence. But modern dating works differently. We feel like we have endless options. The more options people have, the less satisfied they feel with the one in front of them.
In modern dating, communication is a lot slower and a lot less direct because people avoid saying what they really want to not scare people off. So you have two people trying to really play it cool and not really sharing what their intentions are. Both people are not saying, I really like you, or I see this going somewhere, or I want to be exclusive. So you're both in it with one foot in, one foot out. And that's how situationships are born. All jokes aside, this is where confusion grows. It grows in inconsistency. And inconsistency has been so normalized. It's a space where you just stay in uncertainty. And uncertainty is not a space where healthy connection can grow. This is another reason why traditional values get pushed away.
Modern dating doesn't just create confusion, it also trains us to accept it.
If you have a look, what we now say is, oh my God, this is too much, too soon. I feel so much pressure. Originally, clarity and knowing exactly you know, where you wanted to head with a person or what your intention was, that was supposed to remove the guesswork. That was supposed to let you know early, hey, this is what we're going to work towards. Yes. Are you in or are you out?
Now, in modern dating, feel like, oh my God, if this guy tell me that he want to be in a relationship, or if this girl tell me that she want to be in a relationship, that's what she want. She wants some things with consistent, and we know what he want. She's crazy.
To trap me.
She want to trap me.
So now, when someone is inconsistent, instead of stepping back, you lean in more because that is what's normalized and what's familiar. So remember, you're not just responding to a person, you're responding to a pattern that's shaped by your experiences, your environment, and the system that you're dating in. And once you see that clearly, you're going to stop chasing confusion and you will start choosing with intention.
If you got value from this episode, don't forget to share with people that you know may be interested or maybe need to hear it. Also, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.